John Wayne Parr again in the house in the main event at Evolution. In his 105th fight. He's done it all in the world of Muay Thai. He's cleaned out the middleweight division. Now he steps up to the super mids and challenges for Eugene Ekkelboom's title. Over the top ropes once more, Australia's favourite fighting son, John Wayne Parr. WMC Super Middleweight World Champion Eugene Boom Boom Ekkelboom from Riddler's Gym in Perth makes his way to the ring. First time ever main event at Evolution. His 61st fight, record of 52-7-1. What a moment here for Ekkelboom. Not often that the champion comes in as the underdog, but it's certainly that way here tonight. With $2.70 for the win on FightBet.com. Wayne Parr at $1.40. Back earlier on, a little bit of nerves surrounding Eugene Ekkelboom. You've got to wonder what's going through his mind, taking on such an accomplished opponent as Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get it on for the main event of the night. For the WMC World Super Middleweight title, the challenger fighting out of the corner, having stepped in the ring 104 times. He's come out victorious 75 times. He is 6 times world champion, Queensland's favourite son, John Wayne Parr. His opponent, coming out of the blue corner, hailing from Western Australia and fighting out of the Riddler's Gym. 60 fights for 52 wins. He is the current WMC World Champion, Eugene Ekkelboom.
Eugene, in my mind, has to be careful not to look at John Wayne Parr as being, I suppose, his hero or being someone that he's seen as a legend and be intimidated by that. He's got to get in there and go, this is my title, no one's taking it, I don't care if it's a champion of the world or anyone. He's got to really go in there and say, this is mine, I'm keeping it, no one's taking it from me, not one man, not 10 men, it's mine and it's staying there. He's got to really get that angry mindset to it all, because Wayne Parr's going to take something that belongs to him.
It is always a very special feeling the moments before a John Wayne Parr world title fight. He's got 6 belts to his credit. Can he make it number 7? And can he make it his first in the super middleweight division? Here we go, the fight all of Australia has been talking about. John Wayne Parr, Eugene Ekkelboom. Wayne Parr looking very relaxed as always, looking very comfortable at his size. And here we go, the world title on the line. Michael Chiavello and the former Australian champion Mark Castellini with you. This fight brought to you by our major sponsor, Gumdale Demolition.
Big thank you to Tricky Trev from Gumdale Demolition. Might have a couple more jobs for you, Trev. A couple of houses on the bowl over, mate.
Body shot outside, thigh kick from Wayne Parr. Eugene Ekkelboom, who is incredible in the grapple. His main strength lies in the clinch. Wayne Parr, we know the prowess of his striking. Great leg kicks, excellent hands. Wayne, who said he wants to start aggressively, wants to pounce on Eugene, wants to put an early finish on the nose. Eugene just seeing what Parr has to offer here. Parr looking to curl that overhand right early on. Eugene, as the hammer said earlier, cannot afford to show Parr too much respect here. Eugene's going to realise that he's the champion, and it's all for Wayne to do to try and win this bout.
Well, Eugene did say, Michael, to me that he was going to fight his fight and still look to get into that clinch range, tie up. We know how tough Eugene is. Seriously, he's taken some big punches and stood up to him, elbows, the whole lot. A champion bloke and a tough fighter to beat, Eugene Ekkelboom. But tonight he's up against one of the best. in the world indeed, John Wayne Parr, right here in his backyard in Queensland. So the task ahead of him is somewhat daunting.
Parr just dipping his toes in the proverbial water here, seeing what Eugene has to offer.
As he said he would, actually. He said he was just going to feel his way and make a plan from there.
Checks the low kick well. Have a look at the rafters packed out here at Shamrock Arena. Capacity crowd, one of the biggest we've ever seen. Evolution 20's main event.
Evolution just going from strength to strength. And Wayne Parr acquiring a new sponsor, someone who does asset location Quest Enviro. So check them out, QEST Enviro.
Wayne Parr just battling off the ropes, moves it back to centre ring, looks to set the right hand. Here does Parr.
It's good to see some of these big companies just getting behind the fighters. You know why? Because they love the sport. It's a company from Melbourne, but they've flown all their staff down to support Wayne.
Oh, spills in front of our commentary position. Here does Parr. We connected as our screen momentarily, our microphones went out.
Just took us out. Parr taking everyone out in the stadium, including us now.
High round kick from Parr. The filling up process continues. Ekkelboom, good body kick. And saying to Parr, you want to try and match strength with me at my weight? End of the first round, we go to the towels. Hannah, how did you see it?
Well, after Wayne Parr landed in my lap, I see her as a good even round. Wayne Parr pushing the pace, trying to find the right range to initiate his attacks against Eugene. And Eugene in turn probably starting a little quicker than he normally does. So a good even first round. Once again, you see Eugene just looking to get his range in also. JW, there's the body kick, getting caught by Eugene and shot. He tried to shoot on that low kick, and Wayne nearly landing. He nearly become a guest commentator of his own fight.
Second round of our main event, set for 5 WMC Super middleweight strap on the line. Eugene Ekkelboom defending against John Wayne Parr. And you can see Parr comes forward with a little more aggression to kick off this second stanza. Eugene goes downstairs, kicks out that lead leg. He's a very heavy kicker, is Eugene Ekkelboom.
You look at his legs and they don't look. Have a look at the size of the thighs of John Wayne Parr. Have a look at Eugene's thighs. Parr definitely has a lot more muscle mass there, and develops some good power in his kicks. So Eugene, long, tall, rangy fighter, that develops the power through his speed and hip rotation.
Trading some leg kicks early on as Eugene just returns the favour. Parr looking through his brow, jab overhand right. Eugene now gets a chance to tie him up. And we'll see the strength in the clinches. Parr puts on the knee guard. And referee the Murph breaks both men. Eugene edges forward and moves in for that grapple once more. Wants to tie him up, lock him down. Put him in the web. So many opponents are falling victim to that spider's web grapple of Eugene Ekkelboom. Gets clipped the short left hand to the nose. Parr sets the right, goes to the jawline. Eugene ties him up, near the hamstring area. Trying to pull the head down. Once again, Parr riding the ropes, puts on the knee guard.
Absolutely hanging off Eugene. Just clever wear down tactic from John Wayne Parr. And placing all his weight onto Eugene as he gets into that clinch, just hanging off him and making him carry his weight.
We'll hear Darren Reese saying knee, but Wayne very effective at putting on that knee guard, not allowing Eugene to throw the knees in the grapple so far. Checks the low kick. In front of our commentary position again. Eugene wore a right hand to the temple, rallies back, throws a leg up to the liver section. Wayne's starting to find the range now with those power salvos off the hands. Huge steps in, using the knee, wants to pull the head down into the meat and greet the big bok choy. Haven't seen any elbows really coming.
Like to see Wayne Parr just moving around a lot more. He's still staying in front of Eugene quite a lot, which is leaving himself isolated as a target for the clinch and grapple.
Jimmy, what do you think of the tactic here of Wayne? Every time Eugene comes into the grapple, Wayne doesn't look to throw any of his own. As soon as he comes in, he automatically puts on the knee guard.
Yeah, he puts on the knee guard, goes into lockdown position, and just basically places all of his weight into the body of Eugene to wear him down and fatigue his legs and fatigue his shoulders in making him carry that weight. But Eugene is fighting a smart fight as well, and I tell you what, he was very low key out back, almost a bit intimidated, but he's certainly not looking intimidated at all in centre ring as he actually is unfolding before us. And a well John Wayne Parr just as Eugene looked to get in the clinch and affect those knees. JW just especially against the ropes hung on, knee guard across, taking both guys out of action of Eugene, putting all of his weight onto him and just hanging down and making them affect the break back to centre ring. As I said, I'd like to see JW just drifting off a bit to the side and letting his hands fly a bit more, because when he throws his hands, they're very, very effective indeed.
Third round of this WMC Super Middleweight Championship match. It's been a fairly even fight so far. Michael Chavello, Mark Castanini with you. Eugene comes out round kicking. Wayne goes to the lead leg. Eugene just tags with that left. Oh, Wayne kills the overhand left. Eugene steps in and see automatically Wayne rides the ropes, rides Eugene, puts on a knee guard. Wayne is not willing to exchange in the grapple. He knows that Eugene is the stronger probably in the grapple at this weight. But Wayne will tend to dictate when it comes to striking. We'll see how this is balancing out on the judges' scorecards.
For any fighters that are wanting to look at how to handling a strong grappler, have a look at what John Wayne Parr's doing in this fight. He's totally negating any heavy clinching engagements. Look at that, thumbing with the hands. Exactly what he's got to do, Michael.
Wayne tags him momentarily in. You saw Eugene, the champ, get flustered and move in for what he knows best, the grapple. Good leg kick there. Eugene again trying to force Wayne against the ropes so he can lock him up. Wayne front kick, right hand, and Eugene backtracks. A little bit of swelling under the left eye here of Eugene, Ekkelboom, the champion. Drives Wayne back over the rope. And aren't we loving this? All the aggression in this fight is right by the commentating position in the quarter of the ring.
You guys always going to commentate their own fights and if they get any closer to us.
Eugene trying to get the knees off once more, but Wayne puts on the knee guard. It is just very clever tactics here from Parr, who is cut over his left eye.
Eugene also has
the eyelid is cut.
Eugene also has a fairly serious welt over his left eye, or under his left eye rather. So that no doubt was going to impair his vision.
All tied up again. Near the corner screaming for the knee from Eugene Ekkelboom, but he just can't find the opening because of the very cerebral tactics here of Wayne Parr.
Well, it's a war. We're halfway through it. And geez, they're leaving absolutely nothing in the ring, these two, Michael. Absolutely nothing.
Uppercut elbow from Eugene in the clinch. If the knees aren't working, maybe it's time for Hughes to go with the elbow. Ekkelboom, who for a long time has been one of Australia's most underrated world champions. A lot of people tended to write him off in the lead up to this contest. They said that Wayne would be too fast, too strong with his hands, that Wayne would be very powerful at this weight rather than usually having to strip so drastically to make 72 kilos. As Darren Reese goes to work on the cut under the eye there, the swelling under the left eye of Eugene. Over in the corner they iced down the cut on the eyelid of Wayne Parr.
Well, what you're seeing, folks, is two warriors going to war. Going to absolute war, leaving nothing in the ring for this one. World title action happening. Let's have a look at how it went down in the third. John Wayne Parr, clever tactics from him, locking on the knee guard, clinching up to the ropes and effecting a break to take the fight back into his comfort zone, which is of course the striking range, rather than the clinching range against such an accomplished grappler, stand-up grappler as Eugene Ekkelboom, and it is a real game of strategy happening right before us.
The penultimate round of action, number 4 of 5. It is still wide open here, and we see here scars of war. Just a premature start to that round, and don't forget the mouth guard here of Eugene Ekkelboom.
Keen to get it on.
There's a cut over the left eye, and the eyelid of Wayne Parr. There is a massive welt under the left eye of the champion Eugene Ekkelboom. Parr comes forward, tries to land the hands. Eugene's very awkward. He's a very spoiling fighter.
Yeah, and I've got to say, Michael, this has got to be, in all the fights I've seen Eugene, is certainly Wayne Parr's brought out his best. This is one of his best performances, I'd have to say, that we've commentated, and he's right on his A game, Eugene Ekkelboom here.
Wayne just rushing in with that overhand right leg kick. There's the right hand to the jaw, missed the target. All tied up, the North gives him a bit of a slap and a tickle. How are the judges scoring this one? That is the big question here. Are they appreciating the attempts of the grapple of Eugene Ekkelboom and working a few knees and an attempted elbow in the previous round? Or are they appreciating the outside work of Wayne Parr and the striking?
Well, in applying the grapple and holding the clinch, that's going to score well for Eugene, because he is appearing to be the more aggressive of the two under the Thai style rules, which is of course stand-up clinching. Wayne is not engaging in the clinch, instead locking down. So depending on the judge's mindset, that could play a part certainly in the scoring. It's almost like, I suppose, in MMA where you have a fighter attempting to shoot or getting a shoot and taking his opponent down. It doesn't have to be a super duper technique, but the fact that he's trying it, attempting it against a fighter that's not, sometimes scores.
And Wayne put through the ropes again momentarily. Well, it does depend also on the judges are paying the fact that, okay, Eugene is not on the clinch, but he's not really getting any effective strikes off while he's in the clinch. And you bring it back to that mixed martial arts analogy again, Hannah. I know from over in Japanese, they don't score the takedown per se, they score what happens after the takedown that makes the takedown effective. So what the judges looking for here, that's the big question, we don't know.
Well, perhaps when Eugene gets into that clinch, he wants to just start working those short knees, rather than trying to get the knees up to the body of the head, just start to bang them away with the thigh.
Maybe look for the elbows, Hammer, maybe look to try and slip back the support knee that Wayne's resting on and get a takedown.
JW is just fighting such a smart fight. Again, locking down and also holding the other leg back physically with his hand. So totally taking Eugene's game out of play is John Wayne Parr.
Again the knee guard from Wayne Parr. Wayne wants no part of the grappling. Ekkelboom wants it all grappling. That's where he's most comfortable. That's boom land.
We really need to change the strategy, because it's just been totally negated, certainly in that round.
That said though, Hammer, also Wayne Parr isn't going to win any points by costly knockout and knee guard.
Sure, that's a defensive fight that he's fighting in the clinch. He's just putting a pure defensive plan into play and spoiling Eugene. So what we've got is basically a stalemate in the clinch, and at range, well, there's limited opportunity at range, with both fighters are just locking into that clinch pretty much constantly. A close fight, nevertheless. It's going to the fifth and final round.
And there is also something to be said in a championship match, I believe, is that to win the title, you have to beat the champion.
You have to take the title.
Exactly.
You have to physically go in there grab it and wrestle it away from the champion. That effectively, I suppose, hasn't happened, Michael, up to this point anyway.
I'm going to agree, so I'd say pretty much an even contest. I'd say this is a drawn contest at the moment.
We are at that stagnant arm wrestle. It's a stalemate. It's a stagnant arm wrestle. It's just there one for one, fighting to chip it the other way.
And that's a good point, Hammer. We now have 3 minutes in which both corners have got to be saying to the man, it is time to throw down. It is time to take this one by the scrote and claim it as your own.
Rip it off. Exactly right. 3 minutes. They will change destiny forever. Potentially ahead of us.
Let's see how the next 3 minutes pans out. Wayne Parr needs to wrench that title away from Eugene Ekkelboom. We've got it a dead even fight so far. If you're watching on Fox Sports, we hope you're enjoying all the action. Nothing in it so far here in the third. Eugene leads in for a grapple. Wayne works the hands. Okay, we're inside the clinch, and once again, Wayne puts on the knee guard. Eugene gets out of it, puts the knee guard on again, does Wayne. And once more, we are a stalemate. Wayne's corner applauding him for shutting down the grapple attempt, and he storms through it again with the hands and puts on the knee guard in the clinch. Rides the ropes. Needed a midsection from Eugene, and again, but not really affected.
Such a close fight. It's almost, again, a carbon copy of the Chad Walker-Danny Dibiowski fight where it was down to the last round, to the last fight, to the last technique, effectively, almost.
It may just take one challenging blow, one minuscule opening. Again, you see Parr with the knee guard. Look at a sneaky uppercut elbow there from Eugene. I'm surprised we haven't seen more elbow shots. Eugene's hands are a little worryingly low here as the fatigue begins to creep in on the champion. There's the elbow I was after. That'll score for it. Wayne tries to throw one back. Eugene just shoots up the hands, and Wayne gets out of dodge with some fancy footwork. Eugene puts on the grapple again. Knee to the lower lumbar region, doubles up on it. Some effective knee there from Eugene. This is a good final round I feel from Eugene as Wayne misses with the crushing elbow.
It's interesting when Wayne puts that knee guard, he really gets that leg up and across, and I'm a bit, what I'd call for Eugene to be grabbing that leg, scooping it up and potentially looking at taking Wayne's balance by grabbing the leg. Instead he's gone the waist clinch. The leg's out there for the grabbing from Eugene if he can grab it and sweep out the supporting leg.
From Wayne trying to steal it. Not happening for him. Wayne trying a rear knee in the clinch. Still in one's fight. There is now a cut over the right eye. It looks like a Eugene Ekkelboom.
It's not going to matter because at this stage of the fight, it's all or nothing.
Ekkelboom comes forward again. And you see Wayne puts on the knee guard, not allowing any needs to be thrown here by the champ. Certainly the judges, we've got to wonder what they're scoring. They're scoring the grappling attempts here by Eugene. It's Eugene constantly coming forward and locking on the grapple, and there it is, into the fifth and final. Okay, Hammer, let's take a look at it here. Yeah. In my opinion, I would say probably a good idea is a drawn contest, or maybe I'd go the way slightly of Eugene Ekkelboom. I don't believe that Wayne did enough to be crowned the champion and to take that title off Eugene.
It's down to like if you're looking at a boxing contest, for example, one fighter just covers, places his hands up to his head, and the other fighter's hitting the guard. Okay, well, what are you going to score there? The fighter that's covering and effectively negating all the strikes, or the man that's on the outside wailing in with the punches and working for an effective shot?
Okay, David, we're about to announce the decision here. Please welcome the two guys, Eugene Ekkelboom and John Parr. An absolute battle inside the ring tonight at Revolution 20 Evolution. As we go with the judges' scorecards. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a draw. Oh, a drawn contest. Oh, Hammer, I hinted at it. I hinted it could be a draw.
Yeah, there was absolutely nothing in it as we called.
And I don't see why the section seeing the crowd move here. I know we want to get a result, but I would say a draw, a very fair decision. If not, I would have slightly leaned in the favour of Eugene Ekkelboom. The way that I look at it the best though, Hammer, if I'm going to sum it up, is that Parr